Hello, good evening, good evening. It's Monday, it's the first day of YouTube. It's the first day of June, it's time for the YouTube live stream for the month. Hi Tom and Chance, hi Rob, hi Carolyn, and hi Linda. Must be going on a Target run with my nephew, hopefully I'll be able to catch the tail end of the live stream. No worries Linda, good to see you, even if very briefly. Enjoy the Target run. See you soon. Thanks for stopping by. But yay, hi everyone, how are you doing? Happy June to you too, Time and Chance. Just a reminder everyone to be on live chat instead of top chat, just to make sure you get all of the messages. So just be sure to be on live chat instead of top chat, because top chat will remove messages seemingly at random. So, so don't forget to be on live chat. Yes, hi Linda, bye Linda. Hi Phil! How are you? I hope you've had a good day. Happy birthday, Phil! It's Phil's birthday. Happy birthday. I hope you've had a good day. Yay. Hi, everyone. Let me know if everything is okay with the stream. It was telling me that the stream status was bad, but I didn't believe it and I went live anyway. So, I'm assuming it's okay. Please don't tell me that it's actually really bad. I hope it's okay. Top chat? No, top chat isn't top. How does top chat decide what is the top chat? How does this hierarchy work? This is my question. I prefer just live chat and then I can see what you're saying. You've had a very good day. Yay, I am glad. Stream seems okay to me. Okay, that's good. The health is good now. It's saying the health is good, so it's all good. It seems to be, the YouTube streaming seems to be different every single time I do it. So I haven't quite got the hang of it yet because it's always slightly different. Can you mix and mingle with others now? I mean, they say you can a little bit, a few people, but I'm not. I'm still not. I don't want to. I prefer to stay inside where I know that it's safe. Send virtual balloons, present and cake. Yay! I hope you enjoy the virtual balloons, presents and cake, Phil. Any magnums left? Yes. Magnums. Many magnums. Yay. Hi, Mac. First time joining the live stream. Ah, good to see you. How are you doing? I hope you're doing okay. I hope you're having a good day. Good to see you. Hi, Green Machine. Good to see you as well. How are you doing? Awesome balloons, presents and cake. Yay. Yes, I'm glad you've had a good day. Done any baking lately? I haven't. I have just made tacos. That doesn't count as baking, but it does at least count as cooking. I'd like to do some baking. I haven't had that much time of late, so I'm hoping that in the next month or so I might do some baking. Although it's not really the time of year for baking because, you know, of the heat. So we'll see. Maybe, time and chance, I will do some baking. It would be cool to do some baking videos while I'm not making mouse moments. That's the reason why I'm thinking that I will be baking, but it depends. But yes, while Mouse Moments is away, temporarily on hiatus, I'm hoping to make some other videos. Good to see you too, you're good. Yay, I'm glad to hear it, Matt. I'm glad to hear it. Just watch Planet of the Humans. Oh, is that good, Green Machine? Is that good? I'm going to watch Parasite after this stream. I got it on DVD today. It was out. It was released today. And I got it, and I can't wait to watch Parasite again. I'm very, very excited. That's my plan for the evening after the stream. I made lembas bread yesterday for the Lord of the Rings class reunion. You can actually make lembas bread? Is it edible? Is lembas bread the really... I think I'm thinking of the... It's the one that sustains you for a long time, right? Is it elvish? Been far too long since I read Lord of the Rings. But how do you make lembas bread? You could bake a fridge cake. That sounds reasonable, Rob, because that wouldn't make the kitchen hot. It's Mick-Mac. They go together. Ah, cool. I've been going with Mac. Rob's been going with Mick. And between us, we were both wrong. But between us, we actually said your name. It's very depressing. What Planet of the Humans are? Is that a film, or did you just look out the window? Could be either. Could be either. I'm not sure I've heard of it. I mean, it rings a vague bell, but you know, in my head that doesn't necessarily mean that I've heard of it. I just don't have a very good memory. What have you been watching lately? I have been watching... I've been watching quite a lot of K-drama. I like watching K-drama at the moment because I like watching anything with subtitles at the moment because it's very... You have to focus on it. And I'm finding I really like focusing fully on media at the moment. So I've been watching a lot of K-drama. And I've also been watching The Great British Sewing Bee, which is on the BBC here. It's another one of those shows like the Great British Bake Off where it's a sort of competition show but everybody's nice to each other and helps each other out. My kind of vibe of competition show, you know? So I've been enjoying that. What else have I been watching? I'm trying to think. One Bite of Lembas Feeds a Man for a Week. Ah, yes, it is the one I was thinking of. Is there one that's sort of really hard and inedible as well? There's a website, Lord of the Rings Scrapbook, with recipes, and there are 2 lembas bread recipes that are basically like scones and shortcake combined. That's so cool. That's really cool. I hope they tasted good, Carolyn. It's the new Michael Moore film. Ah, cool, Green Machine. Korean films or series? Yeah, mainly, yep, you're right, K-drama stands for Korean. Mainly, I mean, almost exclusively series. the random ones that are on Netflix. So I loved Itaewon Class, which I go on about constantly. Very much recommend Itaewon Class. And I've just watched She Was Pretty. And I have just started Extracurricular, which has only just been released. But yes, mainly series. Thought it was Feed a Man for a Day. Ah, yes. Oh, you mean as opposed to Feed a Man for a Week? Ah. Oh, hello. There is a link if anybody wants to see about Planet of the Humans. 7 bites. After I finish Discworld Discourses, I have a Nanny Ogg's recipe book, which are Discworld recipes. Apropos of there being Lord of the Rings recipes, there are Discworld recipes. So I'm thinking once I finish the book reviews as part of Discworld Discourses, I'm going to make other random Discworld reviews, not on the same schedule, just randomly. And I'm thinking, but I'm hoping that I'll do 1 or 2 Discworld recipes as baking videos. I think that could be really, really cool. Do you like playing cooperative crisis management games, e.g. ironically Pandemic? No, I've never played that sort of game. It would be really cool to. I like board games, but I don't play them very often. You've only watched Korean films, never series. Got a ton of Korean films on my watch list since watching Parasite. Parasite was amazing. I haven't watched that many Korean films. Parasite is probably Okja. I've seen Okja, although I guess that technically counts as being a Korean film. And then I guess Snowpiercer. That again. I mean, let's be real. I've been watching Bong Joon-ho films. That's what I've been doing. But if you have any Korean films that you recommend, Micmac, I'd be very interested to hear them. Either now or at a later date, because I've been mainly watching series. You love the part where Merry and Pippin say, "How many did you eat for?" Me too. Yes, I like that too, Caroline. Yeah, I don't play many board games. I'm trying to very slowly learn Go. It's not going well, mainly because I'm not spending any time doing it. I got Tabletop Simulator, though, for playing games with friends during the pandemic. So it's possible that I might get into co-op games in future time and chance. You downloaded a really old computer game that has a muffin recipe in it. That sounds very, very random, Green Machine. That sounds really random, but very fun. Everyone in these games is nice to the other players, just your thing. That is just my thing. There's oh, crumbs. My favourite game, I like Cluedo, I like Othello, and I like the Discworld board game. That's a really good board game. But I don't play games very often. You've only seen Parasite and I Saw the Devil. The latter is a very good cat and mouse thriller, but it's quite violent. Oh, I'll write it down. I will write it down. I am not against thrillers. Didn't you say that Snowpiercer isn't super scary? I'm very sensitive to scary stuff, but the trailer looks so cool. Are we talking about the film or the series? Because I know the series has just come out, and I haven't seen the series yet. But from what I remember from the film, I wouldn't say it's... I mean, it's not jump scary. There's peril, and there's violence. But I wouldn't say it's scary. I'm trying to think what else it's like. Quite random. The recipe is just in a text file in with all the other game files. I like that idea of there just being a random recipe that you can just find if you search, like an Easter egg kind of thing. What am I putting down? I Saw the Devil. That's cool. Bit bloody. Yeah, it's bloody and there's a certain amount of violence in it. Loved Parasite, but I think I can only watch it like every 10 years from the violence. Yeah, it's tricky. I guess it depends. Because I'm not a big fan of like horror films. I don't like that sort of scary. like horror film scary, where it's like a ghost story or creaky doors or anything. So I wouldn't classify Snowpiercer as scary because it's not my brand of scary, but it is violent. I don't remember there being many jump scares. Stone Keep, there we go. A game to look at. Stone Keep. When will you go into regular society again? Yeah, I don't really know, Time and Chance. I don't really know. I'm playing it by ear at the moment, seeing how things go. I don't plan on going outside for a while. But yeah, we'll see. I'm worried that there's going to be a second peak. So I'm sort of wanting to, I don't know. I don't want to go until I'm sure that we're past the peak, because I'm not convinced at the moment. Parasite isn't that violent, only towards the end. Could watch it 10 times a year. I too could only watch Parasite. No, I too could watch Parasite many, many times. I loved it so much. But yes, that does have very specific violence, doesn't it? Towards the end. Oh no, sorry to hear that, Micmac. Yeah, it's hard. It's so hard for a lot of people. I am one of the lucky ones in that I do still have my job, and I'm able to work from home doing it. So I am still working during the pandemic. So I'm very lucky. But yes, I know a lot of people either have their jobs, but they've been, furloughed because they cannot physically get to their jobs, or they don't have their jobs at all, and it's really hard. Or they have to continue to go into work. So it's really hard. That's good, Rob. That's a positive step. That's a good positive step. Yeah, sorry to hear that, Micmac, as Rob says. Glad to know you're doing okay. Thank you, Micmac. I hope you're doing okay as well. Yeah, I hope everybody's doing okay. As well as we can do at the moment, right? Like, I'm sure nobody's having the best time of their lives or anything right now, but I hope you are as okay as can be expected. But yeah, I've got really excited to watch Parasite now that we've been talking about it. But you're right, there is a certain amount of violence in there. You are able to work all this time. Yeah, that's good, Rob. That's good. That's lucky. But yay, we'll get through. We'll get through. All we can do is stay safe and try and stay healthy and try and stay educated on what is going on here and around the world as well. As much as we can. Well, as much as we can. What book have you been reading lately? Drake is watching us. Yes, Drake is here. My mum made me a crocheted dragon. Isn't he the best thing to exist? I'm very happy with Drake. Oh, what book have I read lately? Sorry. I started answering and then got very distracted. I'm afraid it's the boring answer again. I'm still doing the Discworld books. So I have just finished Thud, which I reviewed. Well, I reviewed it today. It's up tomorrow. And the next one I'm reviewing is Wintersmith. But I'm getting so close to the end of the Discworld series now, and I'm getting a bit sad about it because I feel like I've been reading these books for years, and it's going to end. So it's sort of getting to the stage of the series now where there are so few books left, and we're getting to the last time that we meet characters and things. So it's kind of a bit sad. Are you familiar with Charlie Brooker's Screenwipe? I still have to watch the one he made this year. Me too. I love Screenwipe. I love all of the Charlie Brooker shows. Whether they be The Wipes or Black Mirror or anything else. Big fan of Charlie Brooker. And yes, I have heard that... What was it called? not like antiseptic wipe. It was a specific COVID pun. I've forgotten what it was called, but yes, I can't wait to watch that Micmac. I have heard it was so good. I'm going to watch it on the iPlayer. And if anybody else is interested in that, definitely check it out. What was it called? Charlie Brooker's wipe. You're never boring. Thank you. I forgot to put my phone on silent, so it's just beeping all the time at the moment. Apologies. Let's stop that. Read Wheel of Time. So many books. Oh, yep. I should get another series so that I'm no longer sad. I want to be in another series so that I can continue. What was it called? Charlie Brooker's Antiviral wipe. Saw your BB-8 build vid as you waited for the stream to start. Oh, cool. Yes, there's BB-8 there. BB-8. Barely in shot. Yeah, I love that video. I love building that. Malazan books. Oh, crumbs. So many recommendations today. I'm a big fan. Dum, da, dum. Sorry, you're watching me find a page in my book to write down recommendations at the moment. It's riveting live streaming content, I'm sure you agree. Are you reading Discworld for the first time or the second time? So the second time, but some of the books I've read more than twice. I've read 3 or 4 times. So it's at least 2 for the whole series, but some of the books I've read more than twice. That makes sense. Because when I started reading them, I didn't read them in order. I just read when I could get them randomly from the library. So I was just reading them when they came out, when they were just available in the library. So I just read them, and then I started buying them. So then I started reading the series from the beginning and going through and rereading ones when I got to the right place and that sort of thing. The edge of acids. Oh, crumbs, Rob, I'm sorry to hear that. Wheel of Time. I will look all of these things up. I am conscious that people recommend me things all the time, and it takes me so long to actually start watching them or reading them, but I have them recorded and I look them up. And I will get there eventually. But yes, I love the Discworld series. I'm looking forward to the TV show that's coming, even though it's, I don't know, some hardcore Discworld fans are not that excited about the show. They think it's taken a turn, but I'm really looking forward to it. You're currently on your second read of A Song of Ice and Fire, Micmac. Oh, cool. It is magical. I love those books. I don't remember if you made a Game of Thrones review. I haven't seen Series 8 yet. I'm not sure I haven't seen Series 7 yet either. Unfortunately, I got a bit... I got out of... I fell out of love with Game of Thrones, shall we say. Once we got away from the books, once we moved ahead of the books, I fell a bit out of love with the show. So I have to say I haven't seen the series yet since about, I guess it would be Series 7. I can't remember if I watched Series 6, but I definitely haven't seen Series 7 or Series 8. Although I do have them. I did get them on DVD when they were on sale, so I will watch them. But I just haven't yet because, I've just fallen very out of love with the show. But I still love the books. And Sansa Stark is still one of my favourite fictional characters that exists in the world. I would say quite badly, Time and Chance. And I don't think that would be a controversial opinion that much. I would say sort of very, very, quite badly. And let's not speak too much about that, but quite badly. You fell out of love too, I totally get it, yeah. Like, there are certain things that I enjoyed, and there are certain things that I just, meh. But yeah, I'm definitely more of a book fan, the A Song of Ice and Fire books fan, than I am a Game of Thrones fan, I would say. Want to see the Name of the Wind TV show? Oh, cool. But yeah, that sounds good. A second read of A Song of Ice and Fire sounds good. Maybe in a few years I'll do a second read of A Song of Ice and Fire. If a new book comes out, I wouldn't be surprised at all if I read all of the books before it came out, you know? Because it's been a long time since I've read them, and they're so epic that I feel like it would be cool to have it fresh in my mind. So that would be my plan, I think. I would do a second read of A Song of Ice and Fire if and when the next book comes out. Disappointed book fans who are able to quit before the show ends are really brave. It was too hard for me. I'd rather be spoiled by the show than news headlines. Yeah, that is true. To be honest, I've done pretty well at avoiding too many spoilers. So I wouldn't say that I've been completely spoiled by everything. But yeah, it is hard, and I can see why you would want to just watch the show instead of it being like just ruined by at least you can make your own decisions, right, if you watch the show. I'm a big fan of the NHS, Time and Chance. I love the NHS, and I think they have done as well as they can. You'd rather just wait, Green Machine. Still have only read the first and don't want to read the others till there's a Winds of Winter release date. Yeah, it's tricky, isn't it? I feel like a couple of years ago it felt like it was coming, and then it was not coming. And now I'm like, will it happen? You know, will it happen? The end of the show was so bad I just pretend Series 8 didn't happen, or at least everything past Episode 3. Oh, that's a shame, Carolyn, that's a shame. Yep, the NHS does need more money, it does. This is true. Definitely. Needed it before this whole thing happened, and it definitely needs it now. Funny, I haven't reread books or we rewatched shows in ages, so it's cool to be doing that with Discworld. Has the BBC put on some first-rate shows during lockdown for the viewers? Actually, it has been doing pretty well, I think, the BBC were putting on shows. Both, like, new shows filmed, you know, with social distancing and stuff from, like, presenters' houses and stuff. I kind of like how they have managed to work around, you know, the situation. I've been kind of impressed. And also there have been more repeats on of late, which... You know, when I was growing up, when I was a kid, there were a lot of repeats on. So, you know, I'm kind of a fan of having some repeats in, like, primetime slots, you know, so that people can see them. So, yes, I would say yes, they have put on some first-rate shows. And I've noticed another thing that they seem to be doing is the shows that they have that are new and coming out. In several cases, they seem to be sort of spreading out the episodes. So you know, they're thinking ahead and thinking if we want to have new content to put out in a few months, we need to sort of ration our new shows now. So, yep, I've noticed that happening a little bit, which again I don't mind. It's nice to have shows, you know, coming out. Still highly recommend watching The Expanse. That is definitely on the list, Green Machine. Yeah, health shouldn't be a business. Indeed, Rob. Indeed, I agree. Yes, a lot of theatre is out on YouTube now. A lot of theatres are putting their shows out on YouTube. So we've been doing that too. Not necessarily film or TV related, but I really recommend watching some theatre shows. National Theatre's doing it. Shakespeare's Globe's doing it. I know a lot of smaller theatres are doing it in different ways. Some of them, you know, you have to pay for access. Some of them, they're only available for a day. Some of them, a week or 2 weeks. It's worth just doing a search and finding out what is available for you to watch, because it's really great that we have access to this at the moment. Rereading A Song of Ice and Fire is great when you listen to podcasts analysing them. Oh, I imagine that is great. Highly recommend it. Two of my favourites are Not a Podcast, A Song of Ice and Fire, and Radio Westeros. I highly recommend them. That's cool. Yeah, sometimes analysis is as interesting as whatever the original content is. Because you just learn so much more and you see other people's... Like, sometimes you don't want a review, you just want analysis. You want to learn what other people think this means and the sort of theories and stuff. I like the sound of that, Micmac. And I'm pretty sure I've heard of Radio Westeros. I feel like that was recommended somewhere, so that's cool. Dedicates 1 episode per chapter. Oh, that's great. Deliciously granular. You learn so much. That does sound good, Micmac. Well-made sci-fi, The Expanse. That's a good question, Time and Chance. I wouldn't be surprised. The last thing we need is a baby boom. Yes, I don't disagree, Go Machine. I don't disagree. But yes, would any of us be surprised if that happened? I'm gonna get me water. Nothing surprises me. Yeah, I used to listen to podcasts quite a bit at work, but now that I'm working from home, I've been watching Critical Role in the background because, you know, it feels slightly better doing that at home than it does when you're, you know, in an office. So I have been listening to many podcasts recently, but I have been actually watching Critical Role Campaign 1 for a bit, so I'm feeling pretty happy about that. Yeah, Time and Chance, that would be a negative to that. Refuse to watch the new BBC Discord series until I read at least some of the books, as I heard so many great things about them. I mean, the good thing is that it's a City Watch series, so you could just read the City Watch books, you know? Like, you could read very specific books, and I think you'd be fine. We'll try something new these days with my drawings. That's cool, Rob. That's cool. It's always good to try new things. Baby boom will put more of a strain on everything. Very true. Very true. But yeah, I'm really excited. The casting sounds interesting to me. I liked the look of the production stills that were released a while back, which seemed to be not taken too well by some people, but I really loved them. Might start with City Watch. Yeah, City Watch is my favourite series within the Discworld, so I am very biased. But I feel like if you're wanting to read some of the books before the series is out, but you also don't want to be completely overwhelmed, then I feel like reading City Watch books is like 100% a good way to go. But yeah, they're my favourite. I love the City Watch books. But I'm about to end the City Watch series and I'm sad. I read the penultimate City Watch book. Thud is the penultimate one, so I've only got one more to go. You're currently reading Northern Lights by Philip Pullman. Heard the HBO series is just okay. I really liked the HBO series. I really liked it. But yeah, I loved his Dark Materials. I loved the books. But yes, I think the series is good. You know, I liked what they did with it. I liked Yorick Bernison and Lee Scoresby. Would you want to see new Narnia movies? I mean, my ideal would be if they had many years ago just continued making those Narnia movies that they were making. That's what I would have preferred, but they did not. They stopped. So, I mean, I wouldn't be against new Narnia movies. I like the universe, but I kind of want them to do them all, please, not just stop halfway through. A Narnia series would have to be highly embellished. The books are short. You like the TV series too? Yeah, I liked the what was it called, the TV series? Was it called His Dark Materials? Might give the series a go then. Yeah, it might be worth a look. Like, there's some deviation and stuff, you know, but I think it's good. The book is so different from the Nicole Kidman film. Yes, I would say personally, but again, other people might disagree, and also I read the books a long time ago. I feel like the TV series is more in keeping with just well, both the story and just like the general feel of the books. I feel like the TV series is a better adaptation. But I didn't mind the Nicole Kidman film. You saw his Dark Materials. I like it, but haven't read it. Yeah. But that's good that it's still still an enjoyable show when you don't have the previous knowledge of the book. There were a few very specific things that were not agreed with, mainly in terms of the demons and the relationship with the humans. They weren't portrayed very clearly. The demons were often not present enough. That was the main bugbear that I had with the series, and I think that a lot of people had with the series. It just lost so much of its impact because the demons were, like, very often very much side characters as opposed to the main character's souls and stuff. Like, I feel like it's very important that the demons are... the demons are very important, and they were less important in the series than they should have been, I think. But as a whole, I did like the series. You haven't seen the movie. That's another thing that sort of stopped after, it didn't continue. It didn't reach its full potential. Stopped. Producers forced the director of Golden Compass to change a lot of the book's message. That kind of sucks a lot when producers do that. Would want a total reboot of the Narnia films. Not a huge fan of the films or books, but I'm fascinated by how much it means to Christians. Because of that, I'd want to see a faithful adaptation. That's interesting, Micmac. Do you think that hard-hitting political satire TV shows would go over well now? Interesting. I mean, I feel like The Thick of It is very popular at the moment. So I wouldn't say no. I guess it would depend on what it was like. How much of it was clever satire and how much of it was just a shock, and to be controversial. Yeah, I'm trying to think if we do have anything right now, because I'm thinking very strongly of The Thick of It when you think hard-hitting political satire, right? Does anybody else have any more recent examples? Satire, yes, satire is important, indeed, especially in times like these. But yeah, I wouldn't say we have that many right now that I can think of. Colbert Report was good. Colbert Report. You're not UK. Yeah, I can't think of that many off the top of my head at the moment. There's a trailer, the Thick of It trailer going on around about now on the BBC. I'm pretty sure that they've put the whole series on the iPlayer. But yeah, it's I think it's gaining popularity again just because of its how topical it is. But I recommend The Thick of It if you're looking for a show and you're not overly offended by swearing. It's a great, great show. I have a lot of time for The Thick of It. I've watched the whole thing beginning to end at least 2 or 3 times. There's a great Australian satire channel on YouTube called The Juice Media. Ooh, that's cool, Green Machine. How about funny shows like The Royal Family? Yeah, I feel like, considering how well Gavin and Stacey repeats and Outnumbered repeats did on Saturday nights on the BBC, I feel like people really want comedies right now. A lot of comedy shows. So I wouldn't be surprised if so many of our comedy shows of the last 10 years or so are put on in repeats on all of the channels over the next few months. I think Monty Python is timeless. Honest Government ads, oh that sounds cool, Green Machine. A lot of TV shows including medical dramas had pandemic-themed episodes this year that didn't air because of the virus. They were planned long before the pandemic struck. Ah, that's really interesting. Isn't that weird when life imitates art? TV networks thought it would be too insensitive. But when the dust clears, though, you know, when things are less traumatic, it would be so interesting to see those, right? But yeah, I can see why TV networks might not want to put on stuff like that right now, just for like morale. But that's really interesting, Micmac. That's really interesting. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what TV looks like next year, you know, because of all of the shows that have had to be postponed because of the pandemic. It's going to be very interesting. Because at the moment there are still quite a few new things to see. But it's next year is going to be interesting. When the things that would have been filmed now and in the next, you know, and over the last few months, when they would have been on. There was an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie that had to totally redo that end scene in 2001. Ah, yes. Yep. I know a lot of... In 2001 and 2002, right? A lot of episodes of TV shows and films were changed or postponed because of the nearness to real events. When pandemic is over, what music concerts would you want to go and see? Well... I mean, the first one would be ATs because I was going to go in March, but it was postponed. And I still have, like, the ticket. So whenever it does exist, like, I have a ticket for it. So it's almost certainly going to be that. Because, you know, I've already bought the ticket. So unless I can't go and I have to get a refund, I think it will be that. But I imagine that will be a while until that gig is rescheduled. But that will be the one. 80s. I was so excited. The whole action film genre went on hiatus. I haven't seen Contagion, no. If I had to watch it with my family, they asked me to stop within 10 minutes after starting because I'll have to watch it on my own. Oh. That's a shame, Micmac, but I guess I can understand that. I've been there. It always blocks sensitive material. Yeah. It's, there's always... It's tricky. It must be tricky. Scheduling at the moment must be hard to try and make sure that you're, I don't know, trying to be safe, I guess. And not get all your funding cut because you've done something insensitive. Even when sometimes it's exactly the right time for these things. Contagion was highly asked for on the streaming services, though. Imagine they want to compare it to reality. Yeah, there's a certain... Yeah. I can see that. I think that's reasonable. Would they air less medical shows during the pandemic? I mean, we've still got our medical shows on, although, like, they're mainly sort of soap kind of type shows. And they, you know, because new episodes haven't been filmed, they're on at a slower rate. But that's more just due to the lack of new episodes as opposed to them not wanting to put on medical shows. So there are still plenty of medical shows. Yeah, I think Micmac is right. I think it depends on the theme. It might be individual episodes that could be... But I feel like medical shows itself would still have a lot of people wanting to see that sort of thing, especially if it was the sort of thing they would watch before. The theme is not pandemic related, they will, exactly. Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that as well. And there's an awful lot of like murder mysteries and stuff on at the moment. Never was into medical series with the exception of MASH. Yeah, I mean, when I was younger, I watched a few. I watched ER. I watched Holby City for a while, which is like a soap, a weekly soap. Watched that for a while. I wouldn't say I watched many. Oh, I mean, does Scrubs count? Because I loved Scrubs, but that's more of like a comedy. I haven't watched Afterlife. To be honest, I don't get on that well with Ricky Gervais's comedy, so I'm not sure how well I would get on with Afterlife. I find sort of cringy comedy a problem. You loved MASH 2, Green Machine. Oh, crumbs, that's a loaded question, Time and Chance. I mean, I think I would have gone into lockdown very, very early, and we'd still be in lockdown now. Scrubs is really good, yep. I watched random clips of the musical episode a few weeks or months ago. It was so much fun. Yeah, I kind of miss Scrubs. That's a good show. You don't like cringe comedy either, Green Machine? Yeah. I don't like secondhand embarrassment, you know, as a feeling. And I'm not a big fan of sort of like miscommunication humour as well, where people are talking at cross purposes for ages. That's not specifically related to Ricky Gervais. I'm just randomly starting to list comedy tropes and things that I don't like. Germany went relatively early into lockdown. Yeah, New Zealand have done well. Not that into Gervais, but Afterlife is really good. Ah, well, that's a note in its favour then. That's a note in its favour. If you're not generally into Gervais, but you liked Afterlife, that's cool. You liked Three's Company when you were a kid, Green Machine. You like miscommunication humour. Ah. I get so frustrated. I just get really frustrated. And even when it's just like, not even humour, when it's just a narrative device in any sort of show or film or book, I find it so frustrating. Just like, talk to each other. Wish I could just jump in with Holby City because I want to watch it for Ramin Karimloo, but I think I'd be lost. I mean, it is a soap. You probably could jump in. I mean, they're meant to be sort of, they might have a through line, but they'd also have like, I mean, it's also case of the week, you know? Sometimes I've been watching something and I switch over at the end of Holby City and you just end up watching the last 20 minutes or so and you get on fine. So to be honest, Carolyn, I think you'd be okay. Yeah, you're not a big fan of the secondhand embarrassment either. Yeah, it's tricky. It's just too much. One of those comedians for whose stand-up I don't enjoy, but I do enjoy in fictional TV shows or when they are being interviewed. Feel the same about Vashel Brand. Interesting. That's cool. Yeah, small population in a big country, yes. But still, yeah, I've been impressed with their handling of the epidemic. Oh, crumbs. How is it already 8:15? How does this always happen? And I always say this. Time flies so oddly. I mean, it just moves in little, you know, you're like, it just moves in like fits and starts when you're streaming. It's really interesting. That's it. It's because we're so interesting. I think you're right, Green Machine. I think you're right. That sucks, Rob. Still haven't watched the last series of Endeavour or Vera, which I really like. Was surprised to see. Oh, really? Was she in HBO's Watchmen? She wasn't in the last series of Endeavour. I wondered why. Maybe it's because she was in Watchmen. That's cool. But yes, I liked the most recent series of Endeavour. I love that show. Got to go, but good to see everyone. Yay, good to see you, Carolyn. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And thanks for being here. Canada's done well in some areas and hardly well in others. Big spread out country. So tricky. It's so tricky. Yay. Good to see you, Carolyn, as Phil says. Oh, hi, Phil. She has a minor role in Watchmen. Oh, cool. Was Watchmen good? I never got to see it because it's on Sky over here. I think it's on Sky over here. But I like the graphic novel and I like the film. We might have talked about Watchmen before in something. I feel like I've talked about Watchmen in either a video comments or a live stream. You liked it until the end. You just couldn't believe it. Ah. Yeah, I'd be interested to watch it at some point if I am able to. It's really good. Ah, that's good, McMac. That's good. Yeah, I'm not sure how I'm gonna. I was about to say I'll try and see it, but I'm not sure how I can see it. Someone who didn't join the film, I really like the series. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I must admit I liked the film quite a lot. It was what introduced me to the graphic novel, though, as opposed to the other way around. So it might have helped that I watched the film first, you know, so I wasn't like comparing. Took bold risks. That's cool. I do like bold risks. It has another approach. That's cool. Hopefully I'll be able to see it at some point. I'm going to be getting Disney Plus for like a week. Apropos of nothing, really. At the end of the month, I think, so that I can watch Hamilton. And I'm going to try and watch a few other things. It just reminded me because of the whole Sky thing for some reason, you know. Things behind a paywall. Series is a sequel, so it doesn't have to follow the books to remain faithful to the story. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know it was a sequel. That's cool. That seems kind of smart. I've never seen Rick and Morty. I have heard of it. I know it's got many fans, but I'm afraid I have never seen it. I'm not even sure I've seen a clip of it, to be honest. So I can't tell you if I like it or not, to be fair. The only snack cider was what I was trying to say, which was obviously not right. The only Zack Snyder film I love is Sucker Punch. I can't remember if I've seen Sucker Punch. I'm trying to remember what Zack Snyder films I've watched. I apparently just can't say his name without thinking about it for quite a while. What other Zack Snyder films are there? Not sure what I have seen. Oh, I can look it up. I have a computer right here. Snack side. It happens all the time. Oh, 300. Oh, I liked 300. Well enough. Oh, I watched Suicide Squad at the weekend for the first time. Oh, it was a co-writer for Wonder Woman. Luckily, Miss Parker isn't around. I have never seen it. No, McMac. You highly recommend it. Oh, that's cool. If you ever decide to watch it, please go in blind. Don't watch trailers or anything. Okay. I'm pretty sure I have never seen anything about it before. I feel like it's maybe not as big here. So yes, I if I can find it, I might try it. I might try. I'm okay. It's just a general life thing, Green Machine. Don't worry. So I am just looking through his filmography. I have come to the conclusion that I haven't seen many Zack Snyder films. But I'm going to look up Sucker Punch because it sounds... Oh no, I don't think I have seen it. No, I think it might be in like my watch list or something, which might be why it's ringing a bell. You like the Joker in Suicide Squad? Hi, Philip. Yeah, I must admit, I'm not the biggest fan of the Joker as a character. I did like Harley Quinn a lot. He was very villainous in Suicide Squad. He helmed 3 DC films. Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, Justice League. I haven't seen Justice League yet. I think I've seen Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman. You didn't get on so well with the Joker, Green Machine. I'm trying to think what my favourite Joker performance has been. Far more a fan of Harley Quinn, I think. Can't remember if we've seen Justice League, yeah. It's the one with Aquaman and the Flash in, right? Who's my favourite superhero? Oh, that's a good question. Hi, Dean, just wait for the Snyder Cut. I mean, I like Harley Quinn, I like Deadpool. Trying to think. Other superheroes. Are you familiar with the phenomenon of YouTubers reacting to TV shows like Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones, etc.? And if yes, do you follow any reactors? It's fun seeing others enjoy a show you love. I'm aware of it. I haven't watched many, to be honest. I watch a lot of reactors to K-pop music videos. So I mainly watch those just if they turn up on my YouTube. It's probably not the answer you were looking for, Mick Mac. I quite liked the Heath Ledger Joker, from what I remember. It feels like a long time since I watched that, you know? Jack Nicholson. I think I liked the Jack Nicholson Joker. Yes, I believe myself to be chaotic neutral, yes. I do. I'm trying to think who my favourite superhero is. Like, my favourite superhero universe is, like, Gotham. But I wouldn't say that my favourite superhero is Batman. You really recently saw a classical flutist reacting to a Jethro Tull video. That's cool. Do I listen to classic rock? Yeah. I mean, not regularly, but I would say that I have listened to a lot of classic rock in my time. I would have a lot of it on my various MP3 players over the years. Nightwing. I'm not sure I've ever seen Nightwing in anything, Dean. Ledger was great. Ledger was a good Joker. Oh, crumbs. It's near the end of the stream. Let me know if there's anything else you particularly want me to talk about in the last 5 minutes. Otherwise, I will rabbit on happily about whatever we just have in the chat. Spider-Man is your favourite superhero. Spider-Man's a good superhero. It's the most relatable. Yeah, he is very relatable. Spider-Man's super cool, but Peter Parker is an unpopular nerd. It's a nerd, I deeply connect with that. Yeah, Peter Parker is a good character. I'm going to be playing the Spider-Man game soon on Twitch, and I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah, Spider-Man is a good superhero. I'm not sure. I'm still having trouble answering the who is my specific favourite superhero. Rock's national anthem is 50 years old next year, 21. 50 years old next year, 21. What's Rock's national anthem? What? Sorry? Oldie but goodie. Stairway to Heaven. Ah, yep, Stairway to Heaven's good. Wow, 50 years old. That's pretty amazing, isn't it? You love Captain America. He's a good man placed in morally grey situations. Yeah, that is interesting. Hart did a great Stairway to Heaven. Oh, cool. Have I seen Amazon's The Boys? It's so good. It subverts and deconstructs superheroes in a very interesting way. Highly recommend it. I have not, but that does sound really, really interesting. I like a good superhero, you know, subverting story. I liked Umbrella Academy. That's sort of similar sort of superhero, but you know, with a twist sort of situation. I liked that. Probably not the same as The Boys, but in terms of it being, you know, slightly different, I really enjoyed that. Scott Pilgrim. I think I've seen that. So much of this is me just going, I think I've seen that, or I don't think I've seen that. Your parents probably like Stay Away Their Era. I think I know it. I think I might have first heard of it from School of Rock. Is that a problem? Captain All the Way. You like Captain America too, Philip. If you haven't seen it, Going Cold, no trailers. Okay, that's cool. It sounds good to you too, Green Machine. Yeah, just the way you described it there, Micmac. It's just, you know, the little light going on in the head. Being like, I'm going to look into that. Captain America is your favourite Avenger, Micmac. He's so good. He's the Ned Stark of the MCU. Oh, I like that. That's cool. Apollo 13 and the Beatles breakup were from 50 years ago. Ancient history. It seems so weird that the 70s was 50 years ago. That just seems wrong, doesn't it? Please do a review on your channel if I watch The Boys. Okay, I'll do my best. Umbrella was good. Have you seen The Watchmen? No, unfortunately not. We were just talking about that actually. I haven't got Sky, which is what it's on. I've seen the film and I've read the graphic novel, but I haven't seen the recent TV series. Almost Ancient. Oh, crumbs. I'm afraid I'm at the end of the stream. But yay, that was really, really fun. Thank you everyone for talking to me today. It was good to talk about stuff and hang out and get some recommendations for things. It was fun to talk about TV shows and films and all those things that I like. Yep, time does move on. It just moves oddly quickly, time and chance. Have I seen Toy Story 4? Last question. Have I seen Toy Story 4? That's the one with the pink bear, isn't it? I'm not sure I've seen Toy Story 4. You were born the year after the first moon landing. Ah. Drake is already saying bye. Yeah, Drake is like... I'm not sure I've seen Toy Story 4. Yes, stay safe to you too, Philip. Yes, everybody stay safe and well and, you know, up to date on what's going on. And, yes, take care. 4 was last year. Yep, I don't think I've seen it. I very rarely watch films in the cinema, so I think it'll probably be when it's on TV that I see it, to be honest. I do remember John Major. I do. I am sufficiently old enough to remember John Major. Bo Peep. Ah, yes, no, I haven't seen it. It's the trailer's coming back to me. No, I haven't seen it. There we go. You know how sort of films with sequels, sometimes they sort of merge a bit together in your head? I feel like I might have merged Toy Story 4 with Toy Story 3 and thought that, and had like scenes in my head that seemed recent. But no, I haven't seen Toy Story 4. Even though I only got here towards the end of the stream, it was fun. Yay, I'm glad to hear that, Dean. I'm glad to hear that. But yes, thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate it, watching and in the chat. It's been really, really good. My next YouTube stream will be, I guess, the start of next month. So if you want to hang out some more, I'll be here first week of July, and we can hang out some more. But I'm always on Twitch, like all the time, if you do want to hang out, you know, live other times. Toy Story 4 tarnishes the franchise, in your opinion? Ooh, interesting. I'll have to see. I'll have to see what I feel. Thank you so much. Yay! Thank you so much, Micmac. It was good to see you. It was good to see you in a live stream. Great stream. Really interesting discussions. Yay! Thank you, Phil. It was good to see you, and happy birthday, Phil. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. July hot. Yep, it will be hotter. It will be hotter. We'll be right in summer in the next YouTube live stream. Yeah, stay safe and well, And take care. I'll have a YouTube video up tomorrow, I believe. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, that exists. Or at least it will do in a few hours. Phil's not old. No, don't worry. Phil will never be old. None of us will ever be old, okay? We're not doing that. If time can travel fast, it can travel slow as well, and we'll make it. Anyway, take care, everyone. Whatever you're up to this evening and this week, I hope you have a good one. And take care. You stopped aging. Exactly. Stopped aging at 25. That's good. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. Right. See you all soon. Take care. And thanks for being here this evening.